Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video. As you have seen from just now, I have already uploaded the full version of the CN live stream from Wuthering Waves. The English version is going to be coming out in roughly a couple of hours from now, but I'm just going to go ahead and just summarize and translate everything that we have learned from the current live stream. So without further ado, let's get into today's content. Subscribe! Alright, first important piece of information, Wuthering Waves pre-register is gonna start at the 21st of May, 6 p.m. This is gonna be based on China's time zone, which happens to be the same time zone as Singapore, which is GMT plus 8, right? So for my American and European friends, you can kind of convert this. So this is gonna be based on the CN and as well as Singapore time zone. So 21st of May, 6 p.m. pre-registration. Official release of Wuthering Waves on CN as well as Singapore time is gonna be the 23rd of May, 10 a.m. GMT plus 8. Alright, so this is the official release of Wuthering Waves, 10 a.m. And as we know, do expect like plus minus maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, because usually this is the time they say, but chances are, if things go well, we might be able to get in even earlier, right? TLDR, tell your boss you're sick. Tell your boss you're not feeling too good, alright? I'll see you guys there, right? So, roughly speaking, story-wise, there's been new zones, new maps, new developments in the story. But for that, I'm not gonna... I don't really want to summarize anything here in this specific video, so look forward to playing this game by yourself. There's gonna be quite a lot of areas to explore beyond the original city that we have experienced in the previous CBT, right? So, look forward to that. So, I'm gonna be way more focused on the gameplay, any gameplay changes, any ecosystem improvements, which they've mentioned just now, as well as I guess the most important part, which is the new player benefits as well as the freebies that we are going to be receiving from the Wuthering Waves developers. So these three are the main things. Main point from the gameplay and story is that we are going to be receiving a brand new zone, brand new map, and brand new bosses. A lot of them is probably something that you guys have never seen before from the previous CBT. So that's going to be the story and the content side of things, right? So that's going to be that. I believe our first story, like the first chapter in 1.0's Wuthering Waves release, we are going to be facing Melina, Blade of Mikola. I think she is probably the first endgame boss. I think we can all kind of attribute her to pretty much Kokolia in Bellerbog, right? So this is gonna probably be our first real endgame boss that we're gonna be fighting. So they seem to focus quite a little bit of attention onto her, right? We can actually see her battle moves, right? These are her moves. So she is probably like our signature boss comparable to Kokolia, and then we can see our summoners popping off, right? Battle fight, boom, 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 insane, and then we get a little bit of a cool little mascot towards the end. So a lot of story stuff. So basically just find out about this when you actually play the game, right? So that's gonna be that. They are gonna be adding new story chapters. They're gonna be adding new story chapter. This is gonna be chapter 5 of the main story. We have a brand new unit that I've pretty much never seen before in my entire life. I have no idea what she's called, but look forward to chapter 5, as well as chapter 6, which is also another brand new main story on somebody that I've also never seen before in my entire life. So I do believe we are gonna be getting them in this patch as well, so players can look forward to this, right? There's gonna be a lot of lore. You're gonna like, exploring yourself, and we met this, we saw this at the start of the trailer in the previous CBT, so that's gonna be there. But basically, chapter 5, chapter 6, main story, insane. So new content in terms of main story, we are also going to be getting a brand new map, the Northern Wildlands or something like that, something somewhere in the north, right? So we're going to have a brand new map that's completely unexplored from the previous time. So this is going to be our first time exploring this area. It's going to be brand new enemies, I think, as well as I believe this is going to be slightly more difficult than the previous story that we have experienced in CBT. Right, do be extra careful, as well as when it comes to overworld exploration, they have done a lot of testings when it comes to Wuthering Waves and the overall exploration process. They provided more freedom as well as less hassle for our players, and this can be shown from this very important thing. Rovers will not consume stamina while running. So as you guys can see over here, no stamina is gonna be consumed. And this is even when you're up against the walls, this is specifically in this town, right? In the town, you are also able to run up the walls freely with no stamina. But I do believe later on, there are areas that you would consume stamina, specifically in the mountains. So, right, so when you're gonna be flying and all that kind of stuff, there's gonna be a lot more hook points. So a lot of these hook points in the cities allows for us to travel much more smoothly. You can just Okay, let me just let them demonstrate this. Yep, so they implemented more hook points for us to just travel from place to place a lot quicker. This is notably gonna be seen in the town area. But that being said, in the open world, I do believe that the stamina bar is gonna be back up. So when you're gonna be climbing mountains in the open world, you are still gonna be consuming stamina. So something, just a little bit of a quality of life, especially when you're gonna be exploring in the town area. So that is that. Okay, and they also added Easter eggs, right? You can be what's the guy's name again? Virgil. Yeah, we can be Virgil, right? So a couple of Easter eggs that you guys can explore here and there. They have also implemented a brand new quest known by, I believe this is like somewhat like a bounty mission. So this is like a brand new quest. I believe we've also a brand new NPC. It's like a bounty mission, which you can go ahead and claim. This directly translates to dangerous mission. So I do believe that you're going to be able to explore this on our first chapter. This is the theme, which is going to be the first chapter. So it's a whole new quest type that is deviating from the traditional main story, just to add a little bit more content for us to explore. This is going to be the NPC that we're going to be talking to. So if you're whenever we're going to do this kind of like bounty missions, then look out for this NPC and undertake these bounty missions. We're also going to be exploring this in a brand new domain. Okay, and then they're also showing us like the different boss designs. Some of the bosses you guys have seen from a previous CBT, like Monkey, Ghost Rider, this guy, this little weird dragon guy. Some of the monsters you guys probably would have never seen before. Some of these, I personally didn't see them before. I didn't play that long. This is definitely seen before. I think the final boss is gonna be Melina, Blade of Mikola, which is gonna be shown around. Okay, the bird we have seen before. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Me personally, I've never seen this boss before, right? So some very new boss designs, and this is gonna be the final boss that we are probably gonna be fighting in the first update in Wuthering Waves. So I think this is gonna be the central boss, right? So this is gonna be the final one over there. So new boss fights, new boss designs, looking for the different moves, different play styles. Alright, get used to it, explore, and find out yourself as you're gonna be playing Wuthering Waves in battle. And then different parry windows, all that kind of stuff. In terms of endgame content, we have similar universe, but it's not something new, so we already known this from the previous CBT. But with regards to echoes, so they have made a lot of improvements to the echo system, namely 5 main areas of improvements that players can enjoy because of various feedbacks that they have received during the previous CBT. The 5 main improvements to Wuthering Waves echo system. The first improvement they made is to reduce the stamina consumption required to raise and collect echoes. And they did this by combining both echoes themselves as well as the materials needed to raise echoes into the same domain. So you can think of it as when you're doing a, let's just say you're farming for relics in Honkai Star Rail. Imagine as if you're getting both the gold relics as well as relic experiences. So something like this. So for example, right now, if you were to spend 60 stamina for a single wave of echoes, you get both echoes as well as the experiences and the materials needed to upgrade your echoes, right? So this is just basically to reduce the amount of stamina you're going to be spending to raise your echoes, right? So that's one big quality of life that we're going to be expecting. Okay, second improvement is they made it faster for our zones to refresh, because currently right now, after you complete one zone, you kind of have to wait a little bit before you can do the zone again. So they made it a little bit faster so players don't have to waste their time trying to farm for a stage, right? So, and reduce some of the animations that you would experience when farming for these stages, basically to save time, right? Just to save time. Third quality of life improvement to the ecosystem is adding the basically the salvaging system to Wuthering Waves. Right? So right now, if you were to combine 5 users echoes as well as using this, if you combine 5 users echoes, you can now obtain 2 brand new echoes from 5 users ones, right? So you're gonna be RNG, you get 1 here and you get 1 here, right? So just to reduce the amount of wastages, for 5 users ones, you get 2 new ones, right? But note that there is a chance that you might get purple, as you guys can see over here, so it's not always guaranteed that you get both golds, right? So always keep that into consideration. When you are furthering echoes that you have raised into another echo that you want to upgrade, you will get back materials. You have some kind of refunds from the materials, so it is different from the last time where you basically lose everything, right? Or whenever you have excess materials, you can get these back just to make us a little bit more efficient when it comes to the resources for raising echoes. So if you were to, for example, if you were to bring a character to max, so from level 19 to 20, there might be some excess materials or excess relics, excess experiences. You are going to be able to get them back to reduce wastage. Number 4 they increased the number of mobs in the overworld, so there are more echoes for you guys to explore in the overworld, and you can farm more echoes or increase the chance of obtaining echoes in the overworld. This is gonna be the other ways to obtain echoes. So you can not only obtain echoes from the normal overall farming or using a stamina to farm the echo domain or the relic domain, you can also get them from events. So you can see this is an example of an event. You can exchange echoes, right? So this is one of the bird echo, and then you can get some of the echo relic, echo upgrade as well. So these are all just random echoes that you can be getting. So just more quality of life to get echoes without using stamina or without using too much of your time. Basically, if you get a shiny echo right now, because shiny echoes are basically getting a rare Pokemon, right? If you were to get a shiny echo, you get a skin. So now, if you want to not use the shiny echo because your shiny echo has very, very bad stats and your non-shiny echo has very, very good stats, you can now use a skin on your good echoes and they can also be shiny. So as long as you capture a single shiny, you can apply it to everybody. So just another cosmetic kind of thing. New player benefits, new player experiences, freebies. What exactly are we gonna be getting on day 1 of the 23rd of May? Through in-game mail, leveling up, quality of life. Okay, so how many summons are we gonna get? And I'm pretty sure this is probably the most important part that we all want to know, right? So they have in fact hit I believe this is 5 million pre-registrations on their social media channels, as well as a 30 million pre-registrations overall, right? So 5 million follows, 30 million pre-registrations. So now we are going to be getting, you can see over here, this is going to be 800,000 gold. Insane. Then this is going to be 10 purple echo experiences, so it's going to be good for your echoes. This is going to be 200 premium currency. This is going to be a avatar. And then this is the important one, which is 20 summons, standard summons. And then we also get a 4-star selector at 5 million registrations. Insane. I'm not sure what is it, battle pass or just a normal 4-star, but 4-star weapon selector. Insane. Pity in Wuthering Waves for 5-star limited characters, it's 80 summons, 50-50 chance. If you lose a 50-50, you get it. So this is pretty much the same as Honkai Star Rail. So 80 summons is the hard pity, right? But for the 5-star weapons, is 100% win rate. 100%. You will never lose a weapon banner in Wuthering Waves. You will never ever lose a weapon banner in Wuthering Waves. So this needs to be like super important. Which means if you pull a signature weapon in Wuthering Waves, you are guaranteed. So if you want to pull for an E0 S1, you are guaranteed S1 in 80 pulls. So 100%, you're never going to lose a weapon banner in one of ways, right? So absolutely insane. So the beginner banner, you also get a 5-star weapon. But the thing with this that's very interesting is that if you were to pull for the weapon banner, this is a standard weapon banner, right? The standard weapon banner, you are guaranteed to get exactly what you want after 80 summons. Now, would you want to spend your summons on weapon banner, or would you want to spend your summons on a standard banner for units? That's gonna be up to you. But if, for example, if you want this weapon specifically, you are guaranteed to get this because you have a selector at the start. So there's gonna be the option for you guys to choose which one you want, and whichever you choose, you are guaranteed this weapon 100%. So you will never lose a weapon banner in limited summons, and you will never lose a weapon banner in standard summons, right? So both of this is 100% guaranteed. This is their beginner banner, 50 pulls, 20% discount, so you get the 40 pulls for 50 pulls. One of these 5 units. Not much to be new, so Wuthering Waves is also going to be having this. Wuthering Waves has a 5-star selector after 80 summons. Wuthering Waves has a 5-star selector after 80 summons. And in case you guys forgot, we already have a guaranteed 20 summons from the pre-registration. And there's gonna be way more benefits later on, but one last time, in Wuthering Waves, your standard selector is in 80 summons. You can choose Jianxing, Kakarot, Verena, Lingyang, as well as Encore. Between us, Verena is basically the Bronya / Bali of this game. She's the most versatile. You can use her to buff everyone. She has damage buff, she has heals. She's the only healer in the game, in fact, right? So she's pretty much it. Kakarot is currently, or rather in the previous 3D test, she's the strongest DPS amongst all the standard summons, right? So these two will be the choice units for now, but there might be changes in the actual release. But if you guys are meta players, consider these two as your option. In Wuthering Waves, these little shards are basically like your Undying Starlight. So whenever you summon like a 5-star or 4-star, you get a little bit of these fragments, just like in Honkai Star, right? But except in Wuthering Waves, you can quite literally exchange Eidolons. So for 360 of this currency, you can exchange a limited Eidolon. 360 for a limited Eidolon, 270 for a standard Eidolon, 55 for a 4-star Eidolon. So generally speaking, 99.99999% of the time, you probably want to save up this currency in order to get a Eidolon. It is a whole ass unit. You can exchange pretty much a limited unit for 360 of this. So for free to play, I believe that it would be in your best interest to kind of just save up all these summons, all this currency, and just go all in for a banner. Like if you really want to care about meta, you could just save. I don't know how long it's gonna take you, but you could theoretically get an E6 in this game for a lot less summons compared to say Honkai Star. So yep, something to consider. I don't know how long it's gonna take you to get this. But basically, you can exchange for items in this game. So absolutely insane. So that was the Wuthering Waves summoning system, Wuthering Waves gacha system. So now we're going back to the beginner benefits. So the freebies, right? The 2 out of 2 just now, this is basically you can only claim 2 of them. So you can only get 2 items. 2 maximum. You can't get more than 2, right? So you can't get more than 2. These are your standard summons again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 standard summons here. And then we get a free Sunhua for free. And then you get another 2 summons here and 2 summons here. So gold, I believe, are the limited summons if I'm not wrong. So daily login for the first 7 days. Level up upgrade. Level up freebies. This is going to be 40 standard summons with another 10 pool worth of premium currency, because in Wuthering Waves, 1 pool is 1,600. So you have 40 standard, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be using this on limited. So 40 standard summons, 1,600 currency, 1 5-star weapon selector upon reaching level 45. So purple thing is stamina, so you get 6 fuels. I'm quite sure by the time you reach level 35, you would be able to pretty much get your standard character. 1 pool is 160, 1 pool is 160. This is gonna be their, I believe, their endgame modes. So they have their version of Memory of Chaos, their version of Simulated Universe, and then they have also added a couple of mini games towards this part over here. So that's gonna be like, or this is another stage. This is like a mob stage kind of, right? I'm not sure if this is like their version of MOC, but just another game mode. And then they also added mini games. So this is gonna be a mini game. You get a little bit more summons over here. So people who like mini games, you're gonna enjoy the mini games. Then I believe towards the end, to show the appreciation for the viewers, Kuro Game has also thrown in another 10 standard summons as well as 10 limited summons. Upon reaching level 35, you will have 74 standard summons by level 35, and I believe you have around 20 to 30 limited summons. With that, we have come to the end of Wuthering Waves 1.0 dev live stream. I probably missed out a little bit. I probably mistranslated a little bit because I don't really know exactly what they mean. So I'm sorry if I apologize if I said the wrong thing. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. But yeah, with that, we come to the end of today's content. All the best for Wuthering Wave pools when you guys are putting into the 23rd of May. If you want to engage in any further discussion, head on to the Discord, discord.gg/Pokke. We're very active community on the daily basis of my stream. That's gonna be day. I'm currently day 80 on my Sabaton. Twitch.tv/MrPokke, YouTube.com/MrPokke. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So that's all I have today. All the best for Wuthering Wave pools, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.